Hello and welcome to episode 300 of Learn to Become.
100!
Eric and I are so excited to be here today. And
I've been on about 10 of the podcasts. April's done about 290 of them, plus the other 10. She just lets me on for little cameo appearances on the big milestone. So good job, Learn to Become, and April, podcast 300.
You're always welcome, Eric. So we are going to be talking about 10 principles of organization, but we're going to support each principle with stories from our community members.
An amazing testimonial or experience from our steppers who have just crushed it.
If you're brand new here at Learn to Become, we help people who are overwhelmed by the details of life to create simple systems so they can do what matters most. So when Eric talks about our steppers, that's our program called Steps to Everyday Productivity. And before we dive into the podcast, we do want to announce that we're doing a special Step Momentum Accountability Group starting September 3rd, 2025. So if you are thinking, I want to get organized, I can't wait, I want to do it with a community, and I want to get results, then come check out our Step Momentum program at learndobecome.com/momentum.
It's going to be amazing. In September of 2025, it's going to be this focused support of everybody who's in STEP who wants to get this done once and for all. We're going to help you make it happen. So if you have the program, you just haven't used it yet, come on over. If you're a self-studier, there's a simple way to upgrade to mastery. And if you don't have a STEP program yet, reach out to us or go to that Momentum page. Mm-hmm. We would love to have every single Learn to Becomer build their Command Central and start moving their life much more in the direction they want.
And as a quick side note, our Arise community is going to be supporting Step Momentum this month. So we're going to be talking about mental clarity. We're going to have coaching calls and a body doubling workshop and a fun workshop with me and Eric while we walk through very, very simple and practical ways to have a clear, calm mind. So those are just some fun, exciting updates.
It's going to be amazing. And I really don't know what body doubling is. So come join us and find out. I'll find out too.
It's where everybody works at the same time, but you work on your own thing. Anyway,
well, there you go.
It's going to be awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about these 10 principles. And I promise, as you listen, not only to what the principle is, but to the story that goes with it, you're going to see that you can apply these things in your life right now. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So here we go. Principle number 1 is that microbursts work. Now, a microburst is about 10 minutes of focused effort. And we have a photo here from Chanteline. And she said, okay, clear a space, 10-minute burst before and after. Did everything get set somewhere else later for processing? Yes. But do I have a clear space to get started? Yes. And you got to come to the show notes page. It's learndobecome.com/episode 300. But you can see her before and after, and it looks amazing. Now, sometimes you say, April, if you just tell me to clear a space and shove everything off to the side so I have to deal with it later, doesn't that just mean I just moved the mess? Actually, no, because when you clear a space to build a system, now, everything that you move to the side is actually going to get processed and done.
It sounds funny, but literally just clearing off one single space to work from, it is the starting point to get everything else to just clean up and move away and disappear. So, yes, you might be pushing a couple piles off to one side to get that space, but what's going to happen in and from that space will amaze you.
And just to give a little side note, before you clear everything off, we do recommend you go through and find anything that needs to be handled that week. So you're not going to push off like a bill that's due the next day or, something that needs to be mailed by Friday or something like that. But once you do a quick little scan and pull those things out, then all the other things can wait at least a week while you build your system, which you can do in a few hours. Okay, now on to principle number 2.
Principle number 2, dedicated distinct spaces to work in and to store things create peace and fulfillment. One of our members, Patty, shared, I selected the kitchen as my command central. I did #clear the space before setting up. For now, all the folders, goals, routines, current, projects, etc. are behind the tickler file on the left. The binder contains my Learn to Become instruction manual for references and cheat notes. I set up my writing desk in my bedroom for journaling, writing, and privacy when I need it for calls, etc. No mess on this flat surface is allowed. I have a work desk area in my formal living room as well. I will likely set up a separate tickler system for the home-based business at some point soon. goals, and context-based next action lists too. One step at a time. Happy to be here. Thanks for all the support. And yeah, the before and after photos are awesome. You can see, a lot of things piled up, stacked up. But if you scroll down, you see these flat open spaces, her command central, this awesome little writing desk. She's got these places set up to be able to use to build what she wants.
Now, as Eric was talking about all these different parts Patty mentioned, where it's like, okay, I've got routines and goals and a tickler. What's a tickler? You might be thinking, what are all these things that you're talking about? The important thing to know is that when you, first of all, have a place dedicated to collecting, processing, and organizing, that gives your brain a way to know, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to identify what needs to be done, and I'm going to put it into my calendar, my appropriate lists, so it comes back to me at the right time. So many times when people go to work, they'll say, yeah, I'm really effective at work because they have a cubicle or an office or a space that's just for them. But then they say, yeah, but at home I'm a mess. And usually the reason people are a mess at home is because they don't actually have a system or a space. They're just like working from the kitchen cupboard or from a little spot on the side of the table by the couch or something like that. And when everything is spread all over, then your brain is trying to keep track of all of it. And that flat surface disease often adds a lot of stress. So having dedicated, distinct spaces will make such a difference. That's why we encourage you to build a command central. And we talk about it all the time here at Learn to Become. Now, principle number 3 is that doable weekly routines will maintain your system effortlessly. And we have proof here. We do want you to come to the page because you've got to see the pictures, but one of our steppers shared this message and photos of their calm, tidy, and peaceful home. And she said, I just want to encourage all of you. For the first time in my adult life, I am not freaking out when I know people are coming over. We may occasionally have a small pile here or there, but it gets taken care of weekly. And then all caps, do not give up. And 3 exclamation points. You can do this. 3 more exclamation points. It is definitely a process, but so worth the time. And then there's these awesome pictures of the room, the dining table, the kitchen, the living area, all just looking really nice and comfortable and inviting.
That's beautiful. So principle number 4 is you can become your own home organizer once you learn a very simple system. Lolita wrote, my wonderful daughter built this closet for me when she renovated my home office. I wasn't allowed to put anything in it until she was ready to assist me. Ha! Now I don't need to wait on her. I've got the step system. This is where I will store my support materials for this work. And you see this beautiful closet area with some cubbies and some drawers that are ready for it. It's just awesome.
And what I loved about this is, first of all, I can feel for that daughter because that's the kind of thing I used to do with my mom. And I'd go to her house and be like, okay, Mom, here's where we're going to put things and here's how we're going to organize it. And as I was learning all of this, my mom was developing Alzheimer's. So
she's like, oh, no, you don't. I'll show you how I'll spread stuff out and make some more piles for you.
That was really sad, actually, but that's actually what happened. But what I love here is that this mother, knowing that her daughter has supported her already, getting things, all set up in the closets, there's shelves and things like that. But this mother now knows, wait a second, I actually have something that is very logical and simple and is going to work with my brain so I can organize things and my daughter won't come and be all frustrated that
It'd be fun to do a circle back and see if mother and daughter agree on this use of the step system. This is great, Mom. Keep it up. Keep doing it because it's working.
But the reason why I'm so passionate about what we teach here is because if you think that you have to have somebody else, whether it's a family member or a professional organizer, come in to tell you where to put everything or how to do everything, then you never have that power to just work on it when you have energy or time.
Yeah. So you can absolutely learn this and you can do this.
Okay. Principle number 5 is small steps that make sense to your brain can lead you out of even the deepest challenges. Ruby shared, as I've been recovering from cancer treatment, I've been going through the revamped STEP program and have gotten excited about it again. Somewhere in the garage boxes is my previous command central after moving and having most of our belongings in storage, but I decided to start fresh and build a new one so I can get going once again. I still don't have my routines, Minesweep, current projects, next in line projects, context-based next actions list, etc., but My machine is built, we call it a machine, and ready to handle it. The rest of my office is a mess again, but that will be one of my first projects. See how she's not stressed because she knows it's going to be done. In the pictures, my work desk, I work from home, is on the left and my command central is on the desk on the right. I'm just proud of the fact I finally had enough energy since cancer to accomplish this today. And she shows this beautiful home office with a before photo that just shows piles that any of us would recognize or understand, especially if someone's just been going through cancer. And then she shows this beautiful after where the desk is calm, the parts of her system are set up, and she's ready to go. And just as we read these kinds of stories that come in, our whole team is just touched and excited and grateful for you and the work that you're doing to get organized, especially when you're going through hard things.
Well done, Ruby. So principle number 6, it only takes a simple shift to lift the fog. Jennifer says, I was totally bogged down by mental clutter. I got your program on a whim. I am not known to be terribly organized. I've tried it all. So I thought, this probably won't work either, but whatever. I got anxious looking at everything, so I put it all away and started with the first step. I've proceeded to get more done today to clear out my space than I have in the past year or two, and excited to do so much more. Best of all, I feel the fog lifting, and I feel accomplished and hopeful it can be done. Thanks. And we love like that. Like we try to tell people like this system really does work. It takes a little focus, a little effort into it. So don't get overwhelmed. Don't give up. But honestly, if you'll just work the first step and then the second step and then the third, building this simple system, this command central, you really will start to feel this mental clarity, this peace, this calmness, and this joy about your life, what's still expected of you, and all the possibilities that lie ahead of you that you now can finally get to.
I get kind of emotional when we read these because I feel so excited. And I remember how it felt to think, nothing's going to work. Because when I was growing up, I'd clean my room and then like 2 hours later, it was already messy again. I didn't know how to maintain things. And so it is so inspiring now to hear from our members and hear what's going on.
Absolutely.
Principle number 7, change can be systematic, not scary. Lisa shared, I started a new job recently, and today I came home from training with a long list of things to do, learn, know, and understand. 6 months ago, I would have been completely overwhelmed with this list and not have known where to start. I want to give a thank you and a shout out to April, Eric, and the whole team for doing what you do to teach us about staying organized. Because of Step Mastery, I now know how to prioritize the list of things that I need to do and break them down into next steps so that I am not completely overwhelmed. I just want to add here that we all are going through changes. I mean, every time you turn around, I feel like there's a different change. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe one child left the house. Maybe you just had a baby. Maybe you just moved. Maybe you just had a new health issue that came up and now you've got a lot of appointments or things to manage. Anytime change happens, we have to create new routines, new projects, new tasks. I mean, that's just how it goes. But when you have a system, so you can just break it down, you can say, okay, I'm going to change my focus right now. I'm going to put everything in order so I know what's on my plate and I can just get it done. Then you can actually welcome the change and do what's important and not stress about it.
Yeah, I love how Lisa saw this as like a big list of things to do with a new responsibility. And from what we teach, she saw just break it down into a simple project, break it down into its sub-steps, like the simple steps, the next actions to make it happen. And as we teach our system, it's, never have more than just a few, maybe 6 to 8 projects currently you're working on. And as you do that, it might feel like, well, I have way more to do than that. We know, we all do. But when we're spread out over so many projects and in so many different directions, nothing is getting done. Nothing's getting across the finish line. So just having that simple, basic focus and understanding the next actions for each one, you're going to feel this ease of moving those things forward, completing them, and then moving on to the next set of projects. It really is amazing. All right, principle 8. Your mind can feel peaceful when it knows later items will actually get done. Carrie wrote, my office and creative space is finally clear and organized, 2 exclamation points. My command central's on the left side of my desk. It took me a little longer than I hoped, but boy, does it feel good. There is still some level 4 work to do on the cabinet, but I have clear, organized space to be productive and focused. Before and after pics show the difference. And it's awesome. Yeah, that before picture again, piles, stacks, just things spread around a room where your mind is trying to keep track of everything as well as what needs to be done. Then the after picture, you see the system built. It's a lot more clear, streamlined. She knows exactly where things are that correspond with each project or each action she has, making it much more easy to get things done.
And I do want to just clarify, if you're wondering what's level 4 work, inside of our program, we talk about levels 1 through 4. So level 1 means those are things you need like today, this week. And level 4, those are those items that probably could sit in your garage for the rest of your life. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. They're not timely. There aren't actions that you have to move forward on. But they're things that maybe do matter to you and projects that you would like to get done at some point.
Yeah.
And you've got to come to the show notes page to look at the pictures, because I don't even know what this is on her windowsill, but I think it looks like little cat beds.
Dead raccoons.
Stop it. Okay, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I'm looking at it from a distance, but it's like
Anyway,
two
they're like-
mounted shells right by the windows.
They're super
so
cute. Eric.
Maybe they're not
Okay.
dead raccoons. They could be cat beds.
Sorry, Carrie. Those are not dead raccoons. They're darling little cats.
But the raccoons are gone in the second picture.
Okay.
So see, now you're going to want to come check out the show notes and look at the pictures.
Okay, moving on. Principle number 9. Your heart wants to see dreams becoming reality. Once you see this process as a simple puzzle to solve, you'll feel a giant sense of relief.
I feel like singing a Disney song.
Which one?
The dream is a wish your heart makes.
Okay.
No, I won't sing it.
So one of our program members wrote in and said, I'm really excited about what lies ahead. The more I dive into the STEP program, the more I can see myself becoming the organized, focused person I've always wanted to be. It feels amazing to know that with each step I take, I'm moving closer to turning my ideas and plans into reality. Suddenly, projects that once felt overwhelming now seem exciting, almost like a puzzle I can't wait to solve. It's such a relief to feel this newfound sense of clarity and motivation. Bye-bye procrastination. I'm ready to get things done. Thanks again for your support. I really appreciate how helpful and encouraging you've been. Okay, so one of the things I just want to mention is this phrase, this part where she said, projects that once felt overwhelming now seem exciting. That is the aha moment that I hope each one of our community members feel, whether you just come to our free training or whether you're part of our programs, because that is the reason why I've spent nearly 20 years teaching this, is because I used to sit around and when I had a big project to do, it just felt too hard and I would just watch TV or procrastinate. But when I learned, oh, wait a second, it's actually just like a little puzzle, it's a little game, and you can figure out how to break it down and make the steps so easy you couldn't procrastinate, then your life just opens.
Yeah. Another part about this statement I love is the expression of gratitude for the support and saying, I really appreciate how helpful and encouraging you've been. And really, as your inside step, the STEP Mastery program, that community, there is so much encouragement, so much support, because there are so many people who have been exactly where you are or have been, and they can offer their ideas, their tips, their best practices. So inside of our Mastery Facebook community and inside this momentum kind of focused kind of effort here in September, 4 weeks of just really helping people get the results from this amazing system and program, putting it into practice. Like, I love watching this community just come up around each other and help everyone who wants to put that simple effort in get those results.
Yeah, it's so good. Eric and I will be standing in the kitchen, and one of us will be looking through the Facebook group. I'm like, look at this. Look what they're doing.
Check this
look
out.
how they're
Oh my
helping each
goodness.
other.
It is
We
amazing.
talk about it all
So
the time.
come in. If you're in, come in and use it. If you're not in, come in. We'd love to see you get these results. All right, principle 10, the final principle. When you get your mind unstuck, you'll be amazed by the impact and influence of your work. And so Kate from our Step Mastery group said this: I had to share this unplanned step win that just naturally unfolded yesterday. My grandfather was a painter, and then my dad was an only child, as was I, so I am fortunate to have inherited his fabulous paintings. But many of them have spent most of their life in closets because it never seemed like we had enough wall space for all of them. I had an idea to make a gallery space for the best ones in the closet to finally be displayed, but I had listed it in Asana, a project management software, for someday. Well, I was cleaning up yesterday, and I needed my closet to have more space for a box that was hanging outside of it. And since we have company coming, it just naturally occurred to me that if I made the gallery now, the box could fit in the closet. So I recruited my artsy, math loving daughter to map out a plan, and now I have this lovely gallery in my house. So literally, there's a few pictures of her daughter
So great.
working out, figuring out how to space and hang all these paintings down this hallway, an area of her home, and it's amazing. She said, I just had to share it with everyone on here. April and team, I am so grateful to have found your program, as my life is becoming more beautiful and enjoyable because of the resources and motivation you have given to me to finally tackle all the dreams and desires that have been floating around in my head for so long. And quick aside, like if you're listening to this, how many dreams and desires do you have that have been floating around in your head for far too long? And she just finishes up by saying, things are becoming so much more positive for me now and much less draining. Thank you. Thank you.
So when you think about your influence and your impact, with the projects that are sitting in your mind or the things that you're procrastinating, imagine those being unlocked. When I saw this photo, she posted several photos in the Facebook group. Like, I can't even tell you how much it touched my heart because, first of all, just seeing these beautiful paintings on the wall, she's got lovely frames too, but seeing these paintings from her grandfather. Now, every time she walks by or her children walk by or her guests, they're able to enjoy this. And it's like her grandfather's legacy is living on.
Yeah, it's this beautiful, beautified home space, but it's also, a connection for her and her children to look at their ancestor and some of the things that he left.
And she shared with us even a photo of her daughter as she was like putting him up and doing the measuring.
Mapping, drawing like lines on the walls, taping stuff.
Sweet. That's going to be a memory that her daughter is going to have, that her great-grandfather.
I made this gallery out of my great-grandfather's stuff.
The connection and the impact. And that's one of the things that I've noticed about the people in our community is that you have talents and skills and energy, and you want to be able to impact others and bless the world and leave a legacy. But often when you're just trying to like make dinner and do the laundry and get your work done and pay the bills, you feel like, legacy and impact, like how's that ever going to happen?
Yeah. One other thing I'll add, as you go through this, you may not be a natural organizer, and I'll admit that's kind of my description. April and others in our community and in our team, much more organizee. But one of the things I love about the system and the elements of it that I use in my life is that I don't do it because I want to be ultra organized and check off all my task lists and boxes and have folders and files. Like those are all helpful means to get to an end. What I love seeing in my own life, and I love seeing in the lives of our community members, is them finally getting through all the busyness of what life requires of us and having and creating space to be able to actually do the things we dream about, these special projects, these things, goals, ideas, dreams we've had, finally making those a reality, bringing them to fruition. So if you're like me and many others in our community, as you build this system, it's going to unlock the creative, the untapped, the dreaming potential that you have inside you. And that's one of my favorite parts about STEP.
Okay, now, as far as next steps, now that you heard these 10 principles and maybe you're feeling inspired, there are several ways to get started, but I'm going to give you a couple of options that will help you at least get moving now. Okay, so option number one is we have amazing free resources on our website. So if you come to learndobecome.com/welcome, you can get our welcome kit, which gives you a very simple map of Learn, Do, Become, shows you a few things you can do to get started in 5 minutes, 15 minutes, just very quick things. And we have an introductory class called How to Finally Stop Drowning in Piles that you can go through if you'd like. So come get the welcome kit. That's a great way to just get started for free. It's simple, it's quick. Then if you're thinking, well, I actually have been following you guys for a while, or I'm hearing what you're talking about and I really want this STEP Command Central, I'm ready, I'm going to build my system. Then come to learndobecome.com/momentum, especially if you're listening to this podcast right after it went live so that you can participate starting September 3rd. We want to help you just get results. And really all you need to do is commit and get inside the program. And it's 20 minutes a day for just a few weeks. And we'll help you. We're going to have a kickoff call. We're going to have a graduation. And if you are thinking about our Rise membership, that's where Eric and I work with our risers each month, helping you create a life where you wake up excited and go to bed content, then Arise is going to be working with Momentum this month. So that's another fun thing to do too.
Yeah. So what we encourage you to do is not do nothing. think of at least one of those things April said and just commit to doing something. Maybe it's just coming over and checking out that free welcome kit
Yeah.
just to get a basic orientation. But don't do nothing. Don't not do anything because you've been not doing anything far too long and thinking someday, I hope, wouldn't it be nice? And we're here to tell you, like, the bridge to get from where you are to where you want to be really isn't that far, that wide, or that hard to get to. You can do that. And so come over, the free welcome kit, check out that momentum page, whatever it is, or message us through the website. We'd be happy to help us or our community support team be able to help answer the questions you have and give you a little bit of guidance on the best ways to take the steps to realize the outcomes and the accomplishments that you want. We're here for you. And I say that honestly because we're here to support, and anyone can do this. And we built the system, we built the approach to be simple enough that anyone can do this. We'd love to be able to help you get those results and see them and hear your success stories in the days and weeks ahead.
And seriously, Team Learn to Become gets giddy when someone emails and says, I really want to get organized. How can I get started with you guys?
That kind of makes their day. So send them an email.
All right. We love you. We're grateful that you're here with us on the podcast and in our community at Learn to Become. And we will see you soon.
Have a great rest of your day. Take care.